So 39-31 at this point. Ramesh Biduri saying that the people of Delhi have rejected the false promises of Arvind Kejriwal, BJP. And because some of these promises have been made in the past, so the compulsion for the current governments or the incumbents or even the aspirants to continue with the promises while delivering on governance. So celebrations have begun for the BJP. Yes.
Touched 31.
31 so and the BJP is slipping below 40.
It's still early. I know that the BJP is celebrating. We saw that in Haryana elections where the Congress was celebrating very quickly. Let's not.
See, I'll tell you one thing. It's post 10 o'clock. I said very clearly, post 10 o'clock you will see reactions. Look at how the Congress is reacting. The Congress has somewhere called the elections for Delhi. They have called the elections saying that the AAP is losing because Manikam Tagore, Alka Lamba, look what they say. Alka Lamba is contesting. No, I'm just saying Alka Lamba is contesting. Alka Lamba is against Ramesh Biduri and Atishi.
So she's saying that he's winning. But my problem with the Congress is this. When it loses, the EVM is to blame. When its competitors, even whether they're in the India bloc, lose, then they deserve it. How is this possible? How is this possible that now they're delighting in the AAP's loss? They're not blaming the EVM. Rahul Gandhi yesterday, and I saw that press conference, there was Supriya Sule on one side, and there was another leader from Sanjay Raut on the other. He's sitting in the middle, and he says, I'm speaking for all the opposition. Today, is this party speaking for all the opposition? Is it going to speak up for the AAP and say, no, there is something wrong with the EVM, the EC didn't tell us what the overall turnout was, they only gave it to us late. Now, you can't do this.
No. Sharad Pawar's NCP, Sanjay Raut and Rahul Gandhi, these three parties are not all the opposition. That's what the thought process within the India alliance is, where the Trinamool Congress believes, the RJD believes, the Samajwadi Party believes, and now the Aam Aadmi Party believes that we are a better opposition than you are. So that's what.
Where is the war room? See, have you seen any of these top rung of the Congress, as Rahul has pointed out? Where are the top rung of the Congress party? Koi bhi nikla hai? Who has come out and gone to the counting centers or have a war room or talk to the press? Nothing.
Don't you see that there is between Haryana, Delhi and Maharashtra, the Congress localized the entire election management and campaigning rather than having too many of its national leaders being involved. And they are trying to say, okay, you believe locally you will fight and we don't want Rahul Gandhi, you don't want the central leadership to be involved. Try and fight the local elections and show me what you can do. Bhupinder Hooda lost. Nana Patole and Prithviraj Chavan and the rest of the gang, they could not make inroads. And now Sandeep Dixit, and this is what will be told to Sandeep Dixit, Ajay Makan, that you have not been able to deliver. Into the numbers.
A couple of things
40-30 again.
So SC reserve seats, I think Nalin had mentioned this. So now I think we're seeing a bit of a change there in SC reserve seats. AAP is leading in 8, BJP in 4. So I think AAP is holding on to some of those Dalit voters. Also want to bring into focus the Purvanchal influence. Purvanchali voters, again, was a substantial AAP base. They still have the lead, but it's just a neck-and-neck thing between AAP and BJP. Much of them on the eastern side of Delhi, it's 13 to AAP and 12 to BJP. So Purvanchali voters and Dalit voters, the AAP seems to be holding on. Let's also quickly check on the Muslim voters, where the Muslim voters are in excess of 30%. Again, in Old Delhi, I see that AAP is... okay, there again, AAP is leading by 2. So out of the 10 seats, AAP 6 and BJP 4, including, of course, in Chandni Chowk and Sadar Bazaar,
but in all these clusters, there's been attrition for the AAP. The AAP is holding on, but just barely. There's been
gains
attrition.
For the BJP, significant.
How many rounds of counting? Let's quickly check with Griha. Yes, Griha.
While we are at it, because the rounds are really, beginning to trickle in. Right now we are learning, and this is an interesting update. So far, the biggest lead is coming for a BJP candidate from Mustafabad. So that is something, and the lead is of 16,181 votes. Mr. Bish there is leading. 7 rounds have been counted in Vishwasnagar. BJP has a lead of more than 8,000 votes there. Shahadra 2, this 5th round, BJP has a lead of 4,200 votes. So that is there. Also, we are going to tell our viewers that Delhi Cant is where the results come in first, because there are just about 8 rounds that need to be counted there. Out of there, the 3rd round of counting is on, and BJP has a very slim lead of just 303 votes right now.
Okay, thanks for that update,
Shapur Basti, he's trailing. Mr. Jain, Satyendra Jain, the former health minister, is trailing.
The gentleman who went to jail, you're saying.
Satyendra Jain who went to jail. See,
all the jailbirds are having a problem.
Also, Rakhi Birla, former speaker of Aam Aadmi Party, is also trailing.
Is trailing. See, the 4-5 big figureheads of faces. Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi, Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Gopal Rai, Rakhi Birla. These are the 6 who are central, along with the likes of Saurabh Bharadwaj, Somnath Bharti. Now, this would be the 5 or 8 people of the Aam Aadmi Party who are the big faces. Saurabh Bharadwaj, so far, has steered clear of any controversy, and he's been working very well in his constituency. Now, if he loses...
He's leading again.
So, he's back in the lead. Saurabh Bharadwaj is in the lead. The rest, Rakhi Birla was speaker. But the other 6 have been part of this entire core Arvind Kejriwal model of governance, and also the inner control. So, Arvind, if he lost control, he depended on Manish Sisodia, Gopal Rai.
The only ones in the AAP
and then there is also Sanjay Singh, who's an MP who's not contesting in this
election. Yes, so the only ones
so
in the AAP right now who are safe are the Rajya Sabha lot.
Yeah, we have to see.
But 1 minute.
What does that imply with the people of Delhi? You know what Smita was just saying. Smita was saying a short while ago.
What is the situation in New Delhi?
Kejriwal is right now leading, but by a few hundred votes.
Few hundred votes. Barely by a few hundred votes in New Delhi. But again, there was this entire, if two of the 3 who are in the fray.
Now again, Jangpura, Mr. Sisodia is trailing. Mr.
Manish
Marwa is leading in Jangpura. Again, I don't know the exact margin, but after leading for about 15-20 minutes, again now Mr. Sisodia is trailing in
BJP's
Jangpura.
Tarvinder Singh Marwa is leading.
But Tarvinder Singh Marwa. So that's what, see, what did you quote Alka Lamba as saying? That Arvind Kejriwal, Sisodia, Atishi, all 3 will lose.
If Arvind Kejriwal loses, then these 2 cannot win. That they will also lose. Ojha is also trailing.
Ojha has been trailing since morning. Patparganj perhaps explains why Mr. Sisodia changed the seat in the first place. Mr. Ojha has been trailing.
Look at the
since
leads
morning.
consolidate once again. 43 to the BJP, 27 to the Aam Aadmi Party. So as more and more EVMs are opening and more rounds of counting, the BJP is continuing to consolidate itself. It's not losing ground. 43-27. Ramesh Biduri, when he spoke with us, he said 39 to 50 is my range, although I've been saying 46 seats. We may cross 50 or we may touch 50, he said. He said, I don't know how things are opening up, but he was quietly confident that he will hold on to Kalkaji, or he will perhaps be able to punch a hole in Kalkaji and win Kalkaji. But it's a big thing that if your top 5-6 faces of the Kejri model of governance are struggling to hold on to their leads and are just by, barely, and they're in a, give and go here. Now, it's 43. Yes, Nalin, you were wanting to make a point here.
I want to make a point that let's wait and see another half an hour for the leads. But one thing is very clear: the BJP has fought this election like a startup. It's an election. It's an electoral behemoth. But see, when the Congress makes gains, it gains often at the expense because other guy is just not performing well, right? What the BJP has done is it's gone into the opponent's backyard, and it's really wresting gains from right from its core backyard. That tells you something about the nature of politics of the BJP at the moment. And what I think in the national context, from June 4 to now, you've had Haryana, you've had Maharashtra, you've had Delhi. You've basically had a full circle. All the gains, all the losses BJP has had, it's kind of recovered those. I would say it's in a stronger position than much more stronger position than it was then. And Delhi means it's recovered.
I want all of you to also weigh in on this part that Ramesh Biduri said. He said, a promise that's been made already, a dole that's been given, cannot be taken away immediately because that causes dissonance. So we have no other option but to continue the existing dole but deliver a better form of governance. And he said this trend started from the south. He says Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bengal, Karnataka, they have all started this, and now we have to want to do it because the voter has now been spoiled. He says, हाथ के नीचे पत्थर के नीचे हाथ है तो झट से खींचोगे तो छिल जाएगा. So you got to take it out slowly. You got to wean them away slowly.
Talking about the doles, in the Juggi seats out of 18, it's neck and neck. AAP 9, BJP 9. And I think you're right. I mean, it'll be decided in these
those
Juggi
polls
seats.
that I've witnessed were not wrong. Those internal surveys that the BJP conducted where they said that we're making inroads into the disadvantaged clusters of the city. And we're also gaining in the women vote. We don't know where this is. This is about 15 days before the vote was cast. So they were still waiting for the Prime Minister to hit the ground, and then he made that emotional appeal. And the BJP hadn't still really announced its panoply of benefits that it's not.
See, I also want to talk about the Jat votes, because we underplay the Jat influence in Delhi. Parvesh Verma at the end of the day is a Jat. Maybe he was given the wrong constituency, but look at the outer Delhi constituencies, Narela, Rithala, all of that. These are constituencies that the BJP has never won. And I want to compare this to the 2020 Vidhan Sabha map. Look at all the sea of saffron around the outskirts of Delhi. Let's take a look at how it was in 2020 Vidhan Sabha.
Wow.
Look at that. That entire thing. BJP did not win a single seat in all of these constituencies, Jat-dominated
So,
seats.
Mr. Biduri made a
2020.
very interesting remark. And he said that, look, I don't know if you caught on. He said, Sheila Dikshit suffered because of delimitation.
Delimitation.
She made that point. I think the BJP, when you said maybe you not got the right constituency, I think the BJP has been able to go down into every little constituency and figure out the demographics there very accurately, because the way they picked their candidates this time, most of them nameless faceless, by the way. There was a lot of pressure on the Amit Shah, coterie to basically accommodate a lot of known names. They haven't done that.
Correct.
A lot of their people are unknowns.
See, Parvesh Sharma, Ramesh Biduri, MPs not given tickets, asked to fight MLA elections, one against former Chief Minister, another one sitting Chief Minister. Satish Upadhyay, again, going on to take on a high-profile candidate. And then Tarvinder Singh Marwa, up against Manish Sisodia. The BJP is telling these leaders, we are not going to name you. You perform, you defeat them, then immediately you become candidates for potential chief ministers.
And that's also a way to unite the party. If
yeah,
everyone has a skin in the game, no one is going to pull each other
all
down.
of you have got to beat an incumbent who's been there around for a decade in Delhi politics and is a strong person. So these are all possibilities which the BJP has looked very carefully. But the other point I was trying to make, and I just lost my train of thought there, coming back to the clusters. The BJP seems to have gone and said on ground, I will continue the existing doles, but I'll deliver you better governance.
Yeah.
I will not only give you your free bus, I will not only give you 2,500 rupees, they are saying 21, I'll give you 25, but I will clean up the Yamuna for you.
And
I will build better roads for you. I will build a Viksit Delhi while giving you. Suman Berry, the chairperson of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council after Bibek Debroy, the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog, he told me, he said, Anand, we figured out a model where growth and inclusion can go hand in hand. And that's what we're going to work on. That's what the Prime Minister wants to deliver. So if the BJP has figured that out, then other parties will now have to play catch up on that front.
Because of its fight with the governor and the centre, stopped one of the main benefits for the elderly.
Yeah.
There was a scheme that was designed specifically for the elderly. They didn't implement it because they said, we must have first dibs. So they got into that
also,
kind of...
Yeah, Zaka, I mean, your point of, the Jat belt, the outer Delhi
He
seats.
kept saying, Zaka
BJP
kept saying that
well.
this election will be won in Outer Delhi.
No,
Yeah.
whether Parvesh Verma wins or loses, giving him a seat against Kejriwal sent the message that Parvesh could become the CM of Delhi.
Yeah.
Elevated
And that sent a message. Also, BJP has given disproportionately more seats to Jat candidates, considering
It's also sending a message to Haryana, no? It's also
could
sending
be,
a
could
message
be.
back to Haryana.
Could be.
That the Jats have not been forgotten.
Yeah.
And this will also help, it will send a message into Punjab. What's going to happen in Punjab going forward, knock-on effect, if these results hold, the AAP is in serious pressure because the Congress will come, biting at the bits.
Well, if
the
Kejriwal
BJP will want to
goes-
try and make inroads into a place where they steered clear because of SAD and Prakash Singh Badal. So that's not there. That alignment is not there anymore. So the BJP has said, and the Prime Minister in a rally very clearly said, कि देखिए पंजाब का भी नज़ारा बदलेगा. पंजाब में भी परिस्थितियां बदलेंगी. He has said that. So the BJP will move into that direction. There is an eye on Gujarat. You don't want the AAP getting into Gujarat again. You want to keep sure
I
that
want
the
to
mandate
mention
happens.
in Okhla, Amanatullah is trailing.
Amanat.
Manish Chaudhary of the BJP is leading in Okhla right now. And
So that's big.
That is a big statement.
That's big. So 43-27. So 3 short of what Ramesh Biduri said, his expectation is that the BJP will lock on, that is 46. But well clear, very well clear, 7 clear or 8 clear of the halfway mark at 43. It's 10:25.
So are we-
around 11 o'clock, do you see this further consolidating in favor of the BJP?
Well, if this,
given what's happening
if this
now,
trend holds, yes. And if we are by that time, if you are
Sanjay
in 5
Singh
or
is at
6
Arvind
rounds,
Kejriwal's residence. Yeah,
if
please.
we are at 5 and 6 rounds of counting, and this trend is holding, then yes, the AAP is in trouble.
But Arvind leading in New Delhi?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He is.
okay.
Arvind is leading in New Delhi, but how much we don't know. So we'll have to go back because there's been a
We'll
back
check
and
with
forth
Griha,
there.
yeah.
We'll check with Griha. But if it's 5 or 6 rounds and that trend is holding, it's going to be tough.
So the high women voter turnout that you saw in those 41 constituencies, BJP is leading in 25, AAP only in 16. But all out of 25, 24 are
gains.
pickups from the
From the Aam Aadmi. So the women
gains.
voters have swung in a different direction compared to what many would have thought. Yes, Griha.
Are, in fact, getting to know that Kejriwal is still maintaining that lead. Right now, the website is still at 343, but we'll get you a fresh update. Do we have an update on New Delhi? Arvind Kejriwal leading by just 223 there.
It's a big thanks for that update there. 223 votes for the AAP convener, former Chief Minister of Delhi.
It's looking difficult for him. Looking difficult. He might even lose this. He might even lose this. This is not a resounding, emphatic reassertion of his credibility. This is actually now becoming a problem.
And New Delhi is a small constituency. It has barely about 1 lakh voters.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just thinking he'll have to come to the press conference in the evening, which he
Fourth
will.
round is going on in New Delhi.
He's a brave
He's going to blame the election commission. He's going to say it was unfair. Let me just preempt what is going to happen in
That's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
and part of the aura of leaders like Kejriwal and Modi also is that they never lose. Like at least in Delhi, Kejriwal has never lost. Like he comes. That's the charisma, right? In fact, when the BJP didn't do as well, 400 Par didn't happen, it kind of like shook the thing for a while, not anymore because BJP keeps on winning again. But that itself, you know, and if you lose your own constituency and then your party loses from such a big majority, you come down to this, how is he going to face it? I don't think he can just say, yeah, he will say there were forces against us. But I think he'll have to say that.
Chetan, he lost in Varanasi when he's lost.
Those were never expected to win. I mean, he was never expected to win.
But what I'm saying is that he has lost election. It's not as if it's the first time that he's losing. Yes, it's the first time that he's losing in Delhi, which was where the party was born. So that I can understand. But he's somebody who has fought against all odds. He's fought against his own people.
But if he loses his constituency...
But you know, you're right, because he lost his halo.
Yeah.
You know, in 24, when he says, vote for me and punish those who sent me to jail, and nothing happened.
Normally, Rahul, all jailed CMs come back to power. Normally.
They come back to power.
Lalu, Hemant Soren, Jayalalitha,
Indira Gandhi.
But I mean, yes, but they all have resigned.
Chetan has a point.
When they go, they all resign.
Chetan has a point here because generally jail makes you a martyr. You know, you come back with where people think, oh, this guy has been politically downtrodden and all of that. In this case, that's not worked. The sympathy is not stayed.
Even Naidu Saab.
It actually has hurted his.
So many. Normally it's like, but they all resign. And if you had if there was a time, there was a Prashant Bhushan, there was Yogendra Yadav, there were all these people that say, you know what, I'll go to jail, but I've got these people, they will run Delhi for you, they'll do a great job, don't worry, I'm in there. That was not the equation, right?
He showed that he was hungry for power, which doesn't go with the
call it hungry, call it insecure, call it whatever. But he was the power, he was the only leader. If he's gone, how will Delhi be run? It was not very clear.
And secondly, there was also, remember, talk that his wife would be the designated, backseat driver. And
that was the Lalu Rabdi model that was equated to. The other thing is, he went to jail or he was accused of things that he promised to the people of Delhi he will never do. He said that I don't want a Sheesh Mahal. I don't want lavish life. I am happy in a 2-bedroom. I don't want bodyguards. I don't want big cars. मुझे तो मेरी WagonR ठीक है जी.
The excise policy was.
And he said कि दिल्ली में शराब बंद करा देंगे.
Let's say the fodder scam of Lalu. We haven't ever seen the fodder scam, right? We kind of know that there was a case, but nobody in the country saw. But the excise policy was changed, and it's there for all to see that it benefited these people. So
like the 2G policy.
Yeah, now it's a policy change. Whether there was corruption or not, I'm not making any conjectures, but it just puts doubt in people's mind.
No,
something has happened.
The doubt did not come because the policy was changed, Chetan. The doubt came because the day the LG said, I'm going to issue an inquiry into this policy, they came back and went back to the old policy. Why did you do that? If you believe, and 4 days before that, he had said that this is the best thing for Delhi. And then he went back and said, no, I'm taking this back. So I think that's where the whole thing saying that, listen, if this was good for me, why are you taking it away? If it is not good for me, why did you bring it in the first place? And you said you don't want a big house. You don't want lavish. Why do you want, gold-plated taps and, this one?
Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi and 6 lakh rupees toilets, etc.
Jacuzzis are overrated. Nobody uses jacuzzis. I can tell you one thing.
They're overrated.
No, I mean, does anyone use bathtubs?
This jacuzzi was a wave maker. Did you see the number of little funnels there that were going to...
Faucets.
You would have been flying in the air if that jacuzzi had gone.
That's a jacuzzi user for you.
I know. I mean,
clearly there are bans.
And why also
Minibar. That's just the point.
Isn't it?
Look at
hey, don't be a prude.
the optics.
No,
the optics.
I think was offended Rahul by the jacuzzi comment.
It was so extra. And like I said, what was also extra was the whole Wagon-R thing in the beginning. Now, if you've gone for it, then stick to it. Like I said, Mamta Di is the best example. Those chappals never change.
Well, if these, correct. Those chappals, they were, Ramdev, 7% stakeholder, if not more, of a 50,000 crore company, but he's still Ramdev. No, he's not changed.
Yeah.
You know, that's a
let
reality.
me give you a source-based information that I have, not verified, but source-based is that somebody gave him a feedback that, you know, that Reynolds pen and that oversized shirt and all, people of Delhi got tired of that. You know, the people of Delhi are fashion-savvy guys. They got tired that, how are you going to lead this dynamic city if you're looking so bad? So then came in this puffer jackets and stuff like that, where he looks like muscular and, you know, that I can handle anybody. I can handle that juggernaut of election machinery.
Are you saying that this is
This is source-based, as I'm saying. I don't know whether that was the
So you're saying the Puff Daddy look.
Who is the
Puff Daddy look was all.
No, but the fact is that Arvind Kejriwal came to power from those people who wear a muffler with this one and a sweater and an oversized shirt. That was the common person of Delhi who said that this guy is there sitting and doing my
He took
work.
those for granted.
But you know,
that
someone
ye to
said the
ho
other
raha.
day,
I think you don't take voters for granted.
No,
is a lesson
actually,
the BJP also learnt in Lok Sabha 2024.
There was a
you
point
don't
that
take
somebody
voters for
made
granted.
the other day, and it was an interesting one. I think it was right after the budget, the tax cut had come, and people said, you know, this is another way of the left sort of ecosystem now taking the thing out of the tax cut. Don't make me feel poor. Like thinking that badi meherbani ki hai tax cut, that I need desperately a tax cut. Make me feel that I can go to the next
Empowered.
level. Empowered. Now, has that happened with Mr. Kejriwal? Somewhere the aspirational Delhi voter has
and
said...
think about this, right? So Delhi's per capita GDP 10 years back versus now, even if you assume 7% growth, that's doubled. So there's not enough poor people.
So you create another
there's just
more-
not enough poor people who value these freebies as much. I'm saying there is a certain...
I mean,
I'm just saying the world changes.
See, I'll tell you.
then the BJP would not be. Then
Maybe
the
after
There is
COVID,
Delhi
I
is
think
very
yes.
Delhi
No,
is
and
very
also the
clear
BJP wouldn't
after
be
COVID or
promising.
before that there is a very clear thing, especially among the women, among the lower middle income groups or lower middle groups, that they want a free bus, lesser electricity bill, lesser water bills.
But here's what's happening.
Gives
So
them
here's
more
what some
money in their
people say.
pocket to pursue
On
their
the
Should
freebies,
rock the
Anand, here's what
American
people
election.
say. The moment you have 201 units of electricity, the full bill comes.
Yeah.
On 200 and below, it doesn't come. So maybe there's enough people who need more than 200 now. For
Correct.
example, for women, some guys have told me they have made it free for women, so they don't walk at all now. They just get on the bus for even one bus stop, and the buses are always crowded. I mean, I'm just saying there are repercussions of all kinds.
There is a strong middle class, tax-paying middle class who very clearly came out on the day of voting also said, "Ye freebie culture band karo." But there is a tabka below that who believe that
the
this,
BJP
this helps me
the BJP is a very poll-savvy party. They are
Yeah.
focused on how to
Yeah.
win elections. They would not have been upping the stakes.
41-29,
stakes. Had they
41-29.
By the way,
20.
Revdi
Acha,
is
Chetan,
not
I
cheap.
wa-
Can I tell you something? I want to end this as a Revdi lover association.
Yeah.
You check the price of Revdi on, just Google it. It's the same, 600 to 800 rupees a kilo, same as Motichur Laddu. Say it's high quality sesame ingredients, good ingredients. Why is Revdi so condemned? And Revdi is not cheap. And that is also true that Revdi in real life or in political is also not
He's
cheap.
a real
not
member
cheap.
of the RWA,
No.
Revdi
No,
Welfare Association.
Revdi is not cheap.
Revdi
is not
but
cheap.
Revdi
It
is not
looks
cheap even metaphorically. When you make these freebies, it
It
is not
no,
good for the
it feels like a lean, mean, sweet, but it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
And the same thing in real life in policy also, it feels like a lean, mean thing, but it's
it's
not
not-
cheap
Oh,
because it costs the
analogy.
exchequer.
Wow.
That's
That's
what
the
I'm saying.
And maybe to keep people in
but
poverty
one
also
thing,
not
one
cheap.
thing, that
Yeah,
gentleman
it's
there, one thing, if these results hold, 41-29, there will not just be song and dance, you would also see Rahul Shivshankar having Daulat Ram ki chart. That's also going to happen today.
Ain't going to happen, man.
It will happen.
The fact that he's not singing.
A quick
All
psephological point.
carbs. Rahul is not going to have it. It's all carbs. And fat.
Quick
No, he'll play
psephological
one
point
more
on
game
New
of
Delhi
tennis tomorrow.
constituency.
That's what will happen.
My colleague
Given
Gaurav
the same
from
numbers in
Gaurav
our
Chaudhary, my
office,
colleague, makes an important psephological point on the New Delhi constituency. The AAPS, right, so far the booths that have been counted have been AAPS stronghold booths.
Oh,
There
wow.
are a slight lead.
Wow.
The booths that remain now are BJP stronghold
How
booths.
do you know this?
That's what our reporters are telling us. on the
Reporter
ground.
are saying on ground that this
colleague Gaurav
225,
was there,
250 vote lead has been on the counting booths which have been Aam Aadmi Party strongholds. Now the BJP stronghold booths are going to be counted. So this is pressure on Arvind Kejriwal unless there is a shift away. Parvesh Verma the other day when he spoke with her, I'm going to go back to that again, and he said first thing when Rahul only asked him, "Aap jeet rahe hain ki nahi?" He said, "Arvind Kejriwal se pucho, wo haar raha hai." That's what he said.
1000% he said, I'm winning.
हाँ, and he said 1000% I'm winning, and then he also said 123 booths में से 123 booth हम जीत रहे हैं. That was the confidence Parvesh Verma exuded. Sandeep Dixit also somewhere says Arvind Kejriwal is losing. He's not said whether I am winning or not. He said Arvind Kejriwal is losing. Today Alka Lamba says if Arvind Kejriwal is losing, Atishi is losing, Manish Sisodia is losing. The trends are showing that Kapil Mishra currently is leading from Karawal Nagar. The BJP is strong in 41 seats.